Key here, and once again I have a special guest. And this is really, this interview is very important to me, Blake, and you probably don't know why. I love what you're doing. I love what your product's all about. I love, you're just making such a big effort trying to help.
Right, yeah.
And it really, it means a lot to me, especially your service to our country.
Thank you, Stephen.
And
this interview means a lot to me.
Well,
I need to throw my arms and smile, and
you can do. You know, we have a good time on the channel and
yeah.
TV, and basically what we're trying to do all the time is just help our listeners, to give them some tips, give them some advice on how they can take their dreams and make them come to life, right? And
right.
It's not easy, so I want to step back for just a minute, and I want you to talk a little bit about yourself and about your wonderful product and why you created it. And we're going to cut in your video too. I love your video; it's done extremely well. But before that, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where do you live and what do you do? Okay.
Stephen, I'm Blake Wayman. First off, thank you, Stephen, for this. I've had a lot of interviews, news interviews, and this is I'm excited about, so excited. But my name is Blake Wayman. I'm the founder of Troop on the Stoop. Okay. And bringing Troop on the Stoop, people ask, well, how did you come up with Troop on the Stoop? I'm in the medical field. At first, I served this country. I did what anybody could do. Okay. It just takes signing the paperwork, and I did it. I went and done it. I was an infantry soldier, and serving overseas in Iraq. I used to receive care packages from my mother all the time. And a lot of soldiers didn't receive care packages, and I kind of took notice of that. Plus, I couldn't eat or use everything she sent me. I had to share. There was no option, you know. And I placed them on my steps. When I'd rotate, I was an infantry soldier, so I would always be out. Okay. And I'd rotate in the main base to get mail, to get showers or whatnot. And there'd always be a pile of care packages. So I'd put them on my steps to my room, and this soldier would say, my battle buddy would say, rally on Wayman's stoop, the troop stoop, okay? I always called steps, never called it a stoop until then. Okay. And so troop, stoop, it just stuck in my head, you know? Well, fast forwarding, getting out, I got into healthcare, and I work for Cincinnati Children's Hospital. I'm a biomed. I take care of all the medical equipment there. And so I'm behind the scenes there. Well, I've always had this drive to create something, to do something on my own. Just always had the drive. And as I was leaving, there was this little girl. She was admitted at the hospital. She had cancer. Both her mother and father were serving, and they're literally rotating in and out to serve and spend time with her. And as I was leaving her room, the elf on the shelf, Stephen, the elf on the shelf. Okay. As I was leaving, the elf on the shelf was in the nurse's station, and something right there dawned on me: troop on the stoop. And the rest is history. That's when I went for it.
It's one of the hardest parts of the job, saying goodbye. But we know the risks when we sign up. Freedom isn't free. Hi, I'm Blake Wayman, U.S. military combat veteran. Following my honorable discharge in 2007, I pursued a career in healthcare. I've seen countless children not only battle an illness, but also have to deal with the separation of a family member in the service. I can still remember when I was a soldier serving in Iraq, receiving care packages and placing them on the steps to my room to share. Those steps quickly became known as the troop stoop. My military brothers would always say, rally on Wayman's stoop. The packages meant the world to me. They reminded me of home and what I was fighting for. Now that I have a family of my own, I realize how hard it would be to leave them. So I wanted to do something for the kids and the families of our servicemen and women. Something that would bring them joy and comfort while their loved one is away. Say hello to Troop on the Stoop. It's much more than a battle buddy. There's also a book that tells the story of a military family and picture frame for their loved one, all of which are constant reminders of what sacrifice looks like. I know that Troop will bring the love a child needs while their loved one is away serving this great country.
So,
Well,
yeah.
what a wonderful thing. It's really hard to leave your family. I know it is, and it's hard on the family. It's hard on you. So you came back and you saw an opportunity to create a great product. Do you have a picture of it by any chance? Do you have a picture of a product?
I have it right here.
Okay.
Yeah, here's
right.
here. If you kind of see here.
Yeah.
So what Troop is? It's a soldier, a plush soldier. Troop sits on the stoop, the steps inside. The doorway is the book and picture frame. So the part of the book, and here's the book, the storybook.
Okay.
And this is where you place the picture of the child's loved one.
Okay.
And this is learning through, this isn't our first production. This is, our third production. So we've incorporated what we've learned into, our product to overall better it,
Okay.
So,
I have a question. Is this selling at all the bases? Are you selling at
so
all the bases?
So we're doing small runs. We've done 2 small runs with the Army Air Force Exchange. I have a very good buyer that believes in us. Okay. So we landed some stores. It was kind of like a trial run.
Okay.
I guess you should say. Well, we're on our 3rd. I guess you could call it a trial run, but it's all about shelving space that we have an issue with.
Okay.
But we're selling there.
Okay.
We're not national, but yes, we're manufacturing our 3rd production with them now.
All right. Congratulations. How
Thank you.
hard is it to do what you're doing?
It's getting people to, my story, I think, sells my product. I think, people say it's a niche, but it's a big niche. But it's hard. I mean, it's difficult. But we've just been thankful, even like this. This will all share from this video, and it'll get sales off of this video if you do it right. I mean, that's just what happens. You just show people the process in a sense,
Well, what's the hardest part? Is it getting to buyers, or is it raising money to manufacture, or is it figuring out all the manufacturing parts? Because you've got a book, you've got a plush, you've got a lot of components to put together. Does that come that way, or do you put it together?
Okay, so and you're right. We have there's a book, and prior to this we had a picture frame. Now we incorporate the picture frame inside the book to make it easier on us,
Smart.
And so yeah, it's difficult, but it's sitting down, taking your time. Yeah, the first production run, we've learned a lot from it. Coming up with the money, honestly, I use my deployment money. Being deployed, I'm a saver. I've always been a saver.
Okay.
And it was one of those things. I went for it. And of course, that first production run, you're paying a premium. It's getting factories and stuff, I think, too, to believe in it, and to kind of get them to believe that you'll be back. And that's what we're doing. We're going back. We've changed factories a few times, but I've learned it enough to we're in the green right now.
Good for you. You could probably write a book about it, couldn't you, at this point?
Well, and I tell you, our first year was really tough. As you know, Stephen, you deal with the worst. We've had money stolen from us. But I always find a way to just never quit and just continue, and that's where, I never quit on this because I believed in it,
How important is social media for you today to get your message out? Because it's such a wonderful tool, and I don't know if enough inventors are using it that way. Is it working for you?
I don't think we wouldn't have that. We wouldn't have sold thousands of these without it. I mean, we're running off. I look at all my analytics really close. Facebook, people, there's you can run ads, but you don't got to go for big money ads. Put in a $1 ad out there. You're going to make that money. I mean, just small $1 day ads,
Okay.
And you get it in return. But social media that's what drives our business.
Okay. Because it is a story. A lot of inventors, I've been trying to explain to all of us, we have a voice, and there is a lot of competition. There always will be, and that will never change. But you have a story to tell, and your story is powerful, and your story is marketable. It's newsworthy. Where companies come out with an idea or a product, they really don't have a story to tell. But
sure.
So I think it's important for the whole inventing community to support all of us, because we're all fighting to get those ideas out and to share them. So we have to stay together on this stuff.
100%. And like that, again, that community that I have, even being on this call with you, I mean, you're helping me so much. Mm-hmm. I respond to anybody that messages me, anything. I'll do anything for anybody. You can have my factory's information. I'll do anything for anybody because I've had a lot of help. There's a lot of, and I know you associate with a lot of people that I associate with that has helped me tremendously, and without them, I wouldn't be sitting here in this, I guess the garage still 3 years later,
I remember when I was starting a company up, we were selling little guitar picks, and it was basically on the kitchen table. Mm-hmm. And, fast forward, we were eventually in Walmart, and we had a warehouse of 30 people. So it does happen, but it's hard work. And I want everybody to know that you have to think about it long and hard and find those good people that can kind of help you, guide you a little bit.
Sure.
So if you were to give our audience 3 tips before anybody was going to start, they have an idea, and they want to manufacture it. They've got this idea they want to manufacture. There's 3 things you would say, do this first. Okay.
All right. Now, Stephen, this is the truth. I'm putting it out there. This is the truth. Start with this. Buy this. Now, I'm going to tell you, it's the truth. I'm going to tell you, I've learned a lot about licensing. I didn't have any clue until your channel, your YouTube channel. I've learned also, and you could correct me if I'm wrong, you know the business more than me, but I've learned that some products aren't really even good for licensing. And I feel like mine, there's ways that I can license it that I want to. Okay. But to license it fully out, it's just not that type of product to me because I got the story. I want it to be around forever. I don't want it to go to big box retail at Walmart. It's not going to go to, I don't want it in Target. I don't want it in those places. It's one of those companies for me. Once it goes there, your price is down. You'll never be able to bring it back up on your website to sell for what you need it for as an individual,
Yeah, you bring up a really good point that not everything could be or should be licensed.
Right.
If you have something that's really close to your heart, I don't know if I would license it. I think if it's close to your heart and you want the message to be your message and you have a story to tell, I think you need to own it. And I think
exactly.
And once you do license it, the only problem you do have, you got to make sure your licensees keeps your brand correct, your story correct.
Exactly.
And you lose some control.
Right.
So
and then that's something that off-center, there's stuff that we're working on. We've had offers to want to license it, but bring it to this more of a civilian population, a battle buddy for regular civilians, which is understandable, but still, it's not a big box retail it's away from Army Air Force Exchange. I feel it doesn't need to go anywhere else. My opinion. Okay. I want it to be around for years and years and years and years and years.
Okay. Well, I think you're a smart man. Okay. Because
thank you.
I'm big on licensing, but some things just cannot be licensed. When I was doing the guitar picks, they couldn't be licensed, and I wanted to control it. I wanted to have a relationship with my customer,
right?
And I didn't want to be out of the loop. And it allowed me to know the people that purchased it. It allowed me to know the bands. It allowed me to do a bunch of stuff. So good for you. I just want to thank you for coming on because another thing too.
Let me finish answering your question for the 3. This book is number 1, easily number 1. I mean, by far, easily number one. I mean, I bought several copies for people. It's a Christmas gift that I give out. But finding people, just people that are in it with you and getting their support. It's a dark place at night. It's a dark place when you're trying to bring something to market. Find somebody, see what they're doing. Find some, a company that's, and kind of similar to yours, and follow, pick off each other, become good friends with them, and support each other. It's just support people, find that support group. Okay. And then just, if you believe in it, never quit. Just keep going,
Well, we met on social media. Thank you for talking about one simple idea as much as you do. I love the photographs. Thank you. I mean, everywhere you go, you take it with you. Thank you for doing that.
I'm an honest person. I'm genuine about everything. And it's really my, Stephen, you see Troop on the Stoop. My mind, I have a commitment to make. Give me 3 months and you're going to have 2 sales sheets in your office.
Okay. All right.
Just for you to review. Okay. It just makes you become smart.
No, thank you for saying that. But I do want to mention, I love what you're doing on social media. I love that you're helpful. I think there's a lot of other people out there that we both know now that are helping each other. And it's all about community. I don't care what anybody says. It is a dark time. I don't care if you're licensing, you're manufacturing. If you're an entrepreneur and you want to be your own boss, you need a group of people that either have done it, that can guide you, that are there saying, hey, you can do this. And without that support, I think it's just harder.
Yeah, it's nearly impossible. I mean, I think I would have gave up.
Okay.
There's a few people in my head that it's just, without them, I don't know. You got to find that group. You got to find them few people that's there with you.
Well, Blake, thank you for coming on, and thank you for being a friend.
You're a friend to me, Stephen, and thank you. Hey, thanks, guys, everybody. Thank you. I can't be like Stephen. I just can't do that. I don't know.
What we're going to do, we're going to cut in some of your videos, and we're where they can find you and everything else. So, hey, everybody, Stephen Key here with Blake. Buy it, find it, support your fellow inventor. Thank you very much for watching.